Welcome to the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. Jeff, DiVeronica and Steve Bradley here with the team that was probably the newsmaker of week one of the Section 5 playoffs. Steve pulled the big upset in one of the wildest games you're ever going to hear about in Section 5 football. It's Eastridge, the Lancers, the 6th seed over the 3 seed, Greece Athena. Check out this score. Sounds like a basketball score, 50-48. And Coach, I see some of that gray hair, the Jasson Jobson, Coach. It's got to have a few more and a few fewer hairs on the head, too.
And they won it on a three-pointer at the buzzer, too, Jeff.
Unbelievable. Joining us on the call here also is Loyall Mouzon, slot receiver, cornerback. Sherman Carson, also a slot guy and a safety. And quarterback Mouzon Russo. Guys, congratulations on a great first weekend. And now you get the 3-time defending champs, Canandaigua, on Friday night in the semis. Should be dynamic. Coach, let's just talk about this victory and a field goal with 4 seconds to play. God bless you, Austin D. Fiore. We're going to take you through all this. I don't want to look back too much because I know that you want to look forward, but what a game. Coach, in your coaching career, where does this one rank?
It's up there. I mean, I think in 2012, when we beat McQuaid in double overtime and we went for it on a 4th and goal from the 1 and we fumbled the snap but jumped on it. That was probably the wildest. This is probably the second wildest game I've ever been a part of. And I coached varsity lacrosse and football. It was just, I mean, the sequences and our kids just not giving up and continue to fight. I mean, even the field goal, we missed it and they iced them. So we got another chance. And then we missed it and they were offsides. And then we got another chance. And I'm sitting down here because I mean, I know my kids know, but not everybody knows. I took a different job in another district. So I'm a ball of emotions that this possibly could be my last football game at Eastridge after 20 years. And it was wild. I was bawling and crying, but man, what an experience. You know, we were 3-5, not too many, you know, there's a couple great games there, but there were a couple of some bad games where we got beat up a little bit, but this makes it. This is why you play football in high school football. Just these kids will remember this for the rest of their lives. That game, that specific game right there.
Well, you had like I would call a Christian McCaffrey game. You threw for a touchdown pass, you caught a touchdown pass, you ran for a touchdown pass. 35-35 at halftime. I mean, did you guys believe all the way as crazy it was? I mean, your team was 1-5 at one point. Now you're 4-5 and in the semifinals. What's got this team going?
As a team, you know, we got better at trust and, you know, believing in us, Brennen, trusting the offense. And I feel like we as a team can do anything if we play 4 quarters of football.
Let me ask you guys, just checking your emotions on a game like this. Was it tough were you okay with let's go nuts with your emotions, or were you trying to stay in the moment where you weren't getting too hyped up? Take me through. One of you guys tell me, what were your emotions like in this game?
I mean, you had to stay at an even keel during the whole game. So, like, you have one big play, doesn't really matter until the end. So you just kept pushing forward. So, I mean, you just had to keep the same mentality, keep going.
And Jeff, they were down, I think, 10 points, and they scored the first touchdown to get with it. They were down, and they were down 7, and they got 6, and Coach went for 2. And they didn't make it. And then they got 2 onside kicks. And before the field goal, they actually missed it twice. Coach Jobson was a 19-yard field goal. After you missed the field goal once or twice, was there any thought of putting the offense back on the field and changing it up? I mean, you must have a heck of a lot of faith in your kicker.
Listen, well, I'll be honest, I was a little unprepared. I thought I didn't expect that we'd get 2 penalties and move it to the 2-yard line. So no, I didn't have a play ready. So that's why we just said, let's go with him. And you know what? He's a great kicker, especially when you give him the confidence. And you know, before he went out on that 3rd time, you know, my special teams coach just went out there and said, man, you got this. Just believe in it. And he did. The 3rd kick was right up through, split the uprights. It was perfect.
Sherman, raise your hand, Sherman. Which one's Sherman? All right. This guy's sitting next to you. He doesn't hide his emotions very well. How does that his energy, positive or negative, how much does that impact you guys?
I was like nervous. I was like real nervous. I ain't gonna lie. I was like scared. I wanted to win that game so bad. So I just kept calm, and like when he made the field goal, I was happy. I was so happy.
Let me ask
How many
about
of you guys were on the field when the ball went through the uprights?
We couldn't be on the field at that time when he kicked the field goal. So we all just ran on the sideline.
Because we still had to kick off.
Okay. All right. So Brennen, were you the holder or anything on that play or no?
I wasn't, no.
Okay, because a lot of times the quarterback is, but you're right. You still had 4 seconds to play.
you said they iced him. Now, is there much said? This is like a free throw shooter when the game's on the line. And do you say much to Austin before that kick, or are people just staying away from him just to let him concentrate?
I didn't say anything, Jeff. I was crying on the other end of the field.
Loyal, Loyal? You said no. You didn't. No one got around him.
We didn't want to make him nervous.
No, we didn't want to put too much pressure on him.
So now you've won 3 in a row, guys. Now you got the 3-time defending champs, Canandaigua, and this has been said on the show, and it's been said elsewhere too. It's Canandaigua, but it's not what Canandaigua used to be. I mean, Canandaigua used to be dominant, and they got you guys pretty good this year already. Truth be told, right? You're a different team. Loyal, why are you guys a different team than you were a few weeks ago when you lost to them?
We're a different team because, as I said before, we really didn't play 4 quarters of football, and that kind of hurt us. We would play good in the first quarter, second quarter, first half, and then like kind of give up third and fourth quarter and kind of give them the lead. But now, we got stuff rolling, quarterback more comfortable. We can never count out Eastridge.
Coach loves that. Look at him. You can see he wants to jump in. What do you want? Coach, why are you a different team?
I will say this. They are still a dominant team. There is Canandaigua was a special place. They're well coached. Their coach is amazing out there, Coach Welch. Those kids, if they tell you to wrong arm a kick out, they're going to wrong arm a kick out 100 times in a row. That's what I told my kids. The environment is going to be rocking. So that's what I'm excited about, that our kids get to go experience that, right? Let's go out and just experience. It's almost going to be, I guarantee it's going to be like a Division III football game, like a packed house. We're a different team because, we're just making less mental mistakes. But the number one reason we're a different team, we still have, Jeff, I have 2 AGR players right here in Sherman, Carson, and Loyall Mouzon. All I have to do as a play caller really is get them the ball in space, and they make things happen. I don't have to get them the ball. I just make the plays. Our quarterback, who's never, ever played a down of football in his life, has to do that. So when these people are watching him play, they don't even understand the high-level stuff that he's doing. I call one play, and he does something else with it because he's looking at the defense and seeing who's playing where. I mean, he's come a long way, and he's finally running the offense. So that's why our offense has been rolling. We put up 35 points against Athena in the first half. We put up 35 points against Gates in the first half. Our offense is clicking now because our quarterback, who's, again, he's never played football in his life, and he's a starting varsity quarterback. Actually, week 1, his first 2 passes in his career were touchdown passes. So that's why we're a different team, because our quarterback is finally getting comfortable running the offense.
Let's take a quick break, come back. We're going to have a short segment after this, but Coach, you have a career in broadcasting after this is over. When you want to hang up the whistle, okay? Let's take a quick break. You're watching Eastridge football right here on the Carson Ferris High School Sports.
Whether it was Dad letting you grill for the first time, or Grandpa taking you out to a ball game, or even a summer picnic before the fireworks on the 4th of July, Zweigels has created generations of memories that shape who we are and what our community has become.
I'm a biomedical sciences major. My goal is to one day open up my own pediatric office. I want to create an environment almost similar to the environment that Roberts creates for me. I want them to walk into the doctor's office and feel love. When I got here, I was just like, yeah, this is home. This is where I need to be. Be prepared for an adventure, be prepared for a journey, and enjoy the journey.
When it comes to workers' comp, things can change quickly.
The only way to make sure your rights are protected is to have a trusted, committed attorney on your side.
An attorney who has devoted their career to helping injured workers.
Someone to fight for the money and medical benefits you deserve.
The only person on your side
is the attorney at your side.
Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
There are plenty of professional sports teams in Rochester, but there's also a lot of great high school sports action in each town in our area. When's the last time you checked out a high school game? Section 5 sports are about more than just wins and losses. They're about teaching teamwork, dedication, and discipline. So support the kids who play for your school. Get out and watch a high school game today. For more information, including schedules, rosters, and stats, visit section5.org. That's sectionv.org. Brought to you by the Monroe County League and Section 5.
Sweet baby, oh baby,
You know, whether you come here as a sixth grader or a ninth grader, you have to spend your 4, 5, 6 years here and just get involved in so many different things. And then you're going to go out and set fire on the earth. When you get through McQuaid Jesuit, you're not going to fail when you get out in the world.
So from the consultation to the installation, I think the word that comes to mind is easy. I've talked to a lot of people where their renovations have been nothing but headaches, and this was never a headache. It was easy. From the moment Marty came and talked with me about all the options and about all the process, he was so easy to talk to. It was like talking to an old friend. Laid everything out. There was no pressure. I just felt very at ease about the whole process. And then when Ryan came, he was in at 8 o'clock and he was out by 3:30. It was incredible. And with the supply chain issues right now, the one thing that I loved the best about Bath Fitter was that they do all of their own production and then they also do their own installation. So it was a quick process. We were able to get the installation date within a few weeks, and it was just easy. And we are so thrilled with our brand new gleaming tub. So we couldn't be happier.
Welcome back to the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. Jeff, DiVeronica, and Steve Bradley with the number 6 seeds in the Class A2 Section 5 football playoffs. Eastridge, the Lancers, with a big upset, 50-48 in Week 1 in the playoffs over Athena, and now they get Canandaigua. And we were just during our first segment talking about your quarterback, Mouzon Russo. And Brennen, your coach, has been telling us how this is your first year of football. How do you end up showing up behind center for this football team? Who got you to come out for the team? Take us through that, young man.
It's a handful of guys. I've been asked to play since modified year. My parents would never let me. But now, since I'm older, I just said I want to try it. So I came out for a 7-on-7.
He couldn't throw a spiral, Jeff. Jeff, Eddie's high. Oh my God, it was bad. It was bad.
I was horrible. And I'll never forget my first memory was Jobson asking my dad, "How do you think I did?" My dad said I was horrible. Yeah. That's my first memory of football.
You know what? He showed up the next week. I'm telling you. And then we just did our season stats. The kid's thrown for over 1,000 yards and 13 TDs. And just in May, when we went to East High 7-on-7 league, he couldn't throw a spiral. He threw 5 interceptions in our first 7-on-7 game. I'm telling
you. What about the progress, Sherman? And seeing a guy go from like 0 to 100. Have you ever seen a player change this much in such a short period of time?
Oh, I have never seen nothing like that. And that's actually shocking for me. It's amazing.
Gives you another weapon to go against Canandaigua on Friday night. Coach, it sounds like you've already looked through the looking glass here that you might end up not coaching down the road here. What will you miss about these guys? And I know these guys are AGR players, and I know you don't just say that lightly, but what will you miss about coaching one day when you're not coaching?
I don't really know yet, Jeff. That's why I didn't know how I was going to react in that game thinking might be my last game coaching at Eastridge. I'm not coaching. I have a boy who's in 9th grade and a boy who's in 7th grade. Who they play for the district. I coach lacrosse at Webster Thomas, and I just got a teaching job over there, so I'll be able to coach my boys. It will be sad though when it is my last day here at Eastridge. I've spent 20 years at this place, and I love Eastridge football. And man, we've had some great memories here. And that last game is at the top, and it's just a special place, and it's gonna be. I don't know how I'll react when it's all over.
You're in a no-lose situation. If you lose Friday night, your last win was amazing, right? If you win Friday night, that's going to be the new number one, right?
Yeah, sure.
Steve, real quick before I want to at least tell us about. Okay, give me the sales pitch. I'm still working with the DNC, and I have some control over AGR. You tell me why Loyall and Sherman deserve a spot on that team, Coach.
I mean, listen, they're both electric with the ball in their hand. I mean, Sherman might have had, we might have had one, we probably had 2 one play possessions. Just get the ball to Sherman, and I think he might have busted a 70-yarder and a 60-yarder. That goes for both Loyall and Sherman. They do that all the time. So whenever you have 1 play possessions, and it's always from one of these 2, that's when I know they're AGR. I mean, and like you said, I don't just shout anybody. I'm all for coaches pushing for their guys, but I am an honest, evaluator. Especially with when college coaches ask me, "What do you think about your players?" And I do the same thing with AGR. Hands down, these 2 are some special players. And it's going to be a key. If you ask Coach Welch, if you have him on the show, who do they got to stop? I guarantee they're going to say number 1 and number 9.
So Loyall, little pressure here. You get the last word. What's Coach Jobson meant to you, and what are the biggest things you've learned from him?
Coach Jobson has taught me a lot over the years. Past 2 years in varsity, he's shown me that, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. So listen to what he's saying and trust the coaching staff. He always tells me to buy in. And I bought in, and it's paid off.
Who do you guys like watching play in the NFL? Game breakers. Anybody in particular? Loyall, who do you like? Anybody in particular you like watching?
Tom Brady.
Patrick.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Oh, that's it. We're gonna cut this part out. Edit this part out. Tom Brady. How about you? How about Brennen? How about you?
Geno Smith.
Okay, and Sherman?
Tom Brady. No, Loyall.
Loyall. Sorry, Loyall.
Patrick Surtain II.
Who?
Patrick Surtain II.
Okay, I like that. Tom Brady.
Loyall wants to play defense in college, so yeah, he's a really good DB.
Tom Brady. I mean, 5 years ago, I could buy into the Tom Brady thing, but now, come on.
Jeff, who's leading the league in passing right now?
You're gonna tell me Tom Brady?
I'm not going to tell you that. It's a fact.
Hey, Lancers. Real fun talking to you guys. Go make some more memories. Good luck to you. Coach Jobson, thanks for making this happen. We know it's a busy day for you, and a good week of practice ahead for you, fellas. Thanks again.
Jeff and Steve, thank you guys.
Thank you.
For Steve Bradley and our producer, Joe Broad, I'm Jeff DiVeronica. Thanks for watching us right here on the Carson and Ferris High School Sports Show.